Hello there, YouTube. I'm also getting ready to go live on TikTok, and it's giving me the countdown for TikTok. So we're going to do this dual thing and see how that works. So, TikTok, hello there. I see that I am live on TikTok. Hubby is moderating on TikTok. So, for anyone who joins me, I thank you for joining me this evening. Hubby, if you would please make sure um, you are catching any comments we may receive, and I'm going to pay attention to YouTube because the screen is so much bigger. And I also have my phone right here. So if you need to send me a text, if anyone is asking a question that I'm able to answer, I would love to do that as well. So, good evening, YouTube. Good evening, TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Making Money Made Simple, or Make Money You Control, whichever handle you want to find me with. My name is Sandra, and I am so thankful that you have joined me tonight. And I want to compare, I don't know if you paid attention to the title, but I want to compare Master Resell Rights to multi level marketing. And the reason I want to do that is because I have been a part of both. And anyone who's seen any of my content, y'all know that my purpose is to get people in the space of generating income they control. That is literally all I care about. And I want to tell you why. I need to give y'all a little bit of my story, just to even let you know how I got here. I got here because in 2.5 years, I am going to retire. I'm so excited, and I need to get my reaction button because we're going to get some reactions here tonight. But yes, I retire in 2.5 years, and I'm very excited. Now, I adore my job. I absolutely love the people I work with, the people I work for. My boss he's my dude. I mean, we are thick as thieves. He is truly family. And I appreciate the opportunities I've been given. But yes, in 2.5 years, I do not intend to work for anyone else again. So I know I'm going to need something to supplement my income. I've known I was going to need something to supplement my income because of what I have for retirement or scheduled for retirement won't be enough. Not to live the way I want to live. And I want to be able to travel with my children, and prayerfully we'll have some grandchildren. And I want to do for my grandchildren and my children what my grandparents and my parents did for me. So that's my life. That's my life goal. So when I retire in 2028, I also intend to retire my children. My girls have business minds, or our girls, sorry, Ray Ray, they have business minds, and they also want to be in business for themselves. And that is something that I am determined to do. I want to retire them so they can also get off of somebody else's clock and solely devote their time, their energy, their effort, and their love into nourishing what they want to do and however they want to give back to the community and those in need. So, the reason, as I stated, I got into this business was to supplement my income for when I do retire. And I've never made enough money to be able to contribute to the stock market or to a money market account. So I knew that there was no way I was going to have anything like that coming in. I did not have that cushion already built. So my retirement through my job, because they demand their percentage and then they match it, or they actually beat it. So I don't have any control over that. That money is coming out anyway. So what I have set aside through my job, that's going to be comfortable. But like I said, I really want to live well, like my mom did. She got more in retirement than she did working 37 years. So that was my purpose. That was the only reason I jumped into this business. I thought I was going to have to go back to school, but my beautiful cousin shared this opportunity with me. The intention was to go back to school to get my master's degree so I could be a licensed clinical social worker. But that program was going to take 18 months plus 3,000 hours of clinicals. So, in actuality, I would have been retired 2 months, and then 2 months later, my clinicals would have wrapped up had I stayed on schedule and been able to contribute the required amount of time. So, when I got the text from my cousin about this business in September of 24. I just exploded because I saw the opportunity. Like I immediately, when I took the time to watch it, because she sent it to me, she kept asking me, "Have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet?" And it took me about 3 weeks to watch it, and I'm like, I don't want to do MLM. I'm not interested in MLM. I'm not built for that life. But that is so not this, which is again why we're going to talk about that tonight. But when I did sit down to watch it, within, I say 3 minutes, I know it was less than 5 minutes. The vision just exploded within me. And I'm like, this fits. This was truly a gift from God. I couldn't have planned this better if I tried. So I immediately saw the opportunity within it. And I knew that this was a perfect fit for me. I didn't even know how other people had navigated this space, if they had found success. That didn't matter because of the way it sat with me. I knew without a doubt that I could do it. And I knew it was going to bring me a level of accomplishment and a level of joy because I saw myself in this space. So when we actually spoke, she thought I was going to purchase at a later date. While we're speaking, I'm like, no, I'm buying. Natalie had to walk me through how to get through the actual purchasing process, but I was sold. I was sold immediately because, like I said, I grabbed a hold of the vision because I saw the potential and the opportunity. That was just waiting for me and knew absolutely nothing about digital marketing. When I saw digital marketing, I'm thinking digital billboards. Like we pass through town, we see the automated billboards promoting businesses or services or whatever. I'm thinking that's what digital marketing is. This so not that. It is so not that. I did not connect the dots to realize digital marketing is any and everything you do online. So if y'all have gotten, I always use Kroger is always my example. If you have gotten sales circulars from Kroger through your email, that's digital marketing. It is. You're not getting that tangible paper um, program or whatever that thing is, that paper paper circular. You're no longer doing that. You are getting their full ad from Saturday until the next Sunday. You are getting their full ad in your email or either on your phone through your email, through a text, however you're getting it. That is digital marketing. So, although I didn't even think about it, I've been participating in digital marketing since 2014. I've had this same email account, and I could go back and look at old emails I received, notations from my doctor. One doctor I have was promoting services, me getting that notice from them instead of somebody sitting down calling me saying, Sandra, we've got this promotion coming up. No, I got it through an email. That's digital marketing. I don't know if that's what it was called back then, but I do know that it's the same exact process we're using now. We're getting the word out about our products, goods, or services online through a digital space. That's digital marketing. So if you've ever reached out to somebody and you had a bake sale and you told them we're having this bake sale on this day at this space, that was digital marketing. That's exactly what it is. So if you're thinking, I can't do that, you've been doing it because I know I have. Now let's get back to my story. So I jumped into this space because I wanted to supplement my income. That was it. I got in it for selfish reasons. I was focused on myself. I was concerned about how I was going to be able to navigate the space of being retired and needing to pretty much bring in what I'm now bringing in, working for someone or something extremely comparable to it. How was I going to be able to do that? And again, I did not want to go into a service industry or retail in order to generate additional income because I fully committed to myself that once I clocked out at work for the last time, not, I don't technically clock in, but once I kissed them goodbye as far as working for them, that I was not going to have to go and clock in for someone else. My time, I wanted to make money on my time and my terms. So when this opportunity fell into my lap, I knew that was it for me. Now, when I started, my sole focus was on me and making sure I shared this opportunity with people so that I could generate enough income to supplement my retirement income. Now, so many people within our community, they have far exceeded even the income that I make, far exceeded. They are now making six figures. And within a year, within 9 months, within 6 months, they generated enough within this business to earn six figures. They have quit jobs. Some people have known, they saw the vision as well. And long before they generated that kind of income, they quit their job because they saw the possibility. So, getting in this space was to solely supplement my income. And then March of this year, March 2025 occurred. And what hit me, what consumed me at that time was watching the news and seeing how many people had gone to work one morning, gainfully employed, career individuals, people who had sacrificed their family, time with their family, watching their children grow up, experiencing vacations, just living life to the fullness. They sacrificed all of that because of their dedication to their careers. I watched people, career individuals, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, dedicated, soon to retire themselves. I watched them walk in one morning, gainfully employed, be there however many hours in that same day, and lose their job. Just lost their job through no fault of their own. One person made one decision, and that person had the power in that moment to determine who was going to be gainfully employed and who wasn't, who was a frivolous employee or an employee that caused fraud, waste, and abuse. Those people made the decision that these people were no longer needed. These people were no longer relevant in whatever it was they were trying to create. So those people went to work, like I said, gainfully employed, and then they left. They were told to clean out their desks. Some people were locked out of their offices when they arrived that day. If y'all can remember, I'm sure many of you know this story, or many of you know this situation. They couldn't even get into their offices because over the weekends the locks had been changed because somebody had a plan to displace them. When I saw that happen, the anger that just rose up. I really cannot explain it, but it took me back to a time to remember where I was in a position where somebody controlled the financial stability of my entire household. One in particular, hubby is moderating on TikTok. One company the both of us worked for, that company was making money hand over fist. They were growing. They decided to hire additional drivers to deliver their products. They decided they wanted an office manager and someone to sit down and be focused on doing their accounts payable and their accounts receivable. That person was me. I was hired as the office manager. And my husband at the time was hired as a driver to deliver and also a salesman. So business started to slow down. They raised everything too quick, just too fast. They bought trucks, big dualies. They invested so much, but it was a fantastic company. Invested so much so fast because money was rolling in. The demand was great, so they met that demand until they didn't. When things needed to slow down, it's like last one hired, first one fired, right? So both my husband and me, he was the first to be laid off. Don't know how long, but you're going to come back. You're just laid off. Well, within 30 days of him being laid off, I was laid off. So, see, that was one company controlling the total finances of our household. And it was the decision by one person, the person who owned the company. He started seeing who was expendable, who could be let off at this point, who could be let off at that point. And these were the same people who asked us if they could invest in us as minority business owners, open a plant in California. They were going to pay for our entire transition. So the house, the cars, whatever we needed, they were willing to pay for that because they were going to have minority business owners who could then get grants and perks for them and continue to expand their business. Now, they were willing to do that for us, which was in turn doing it for them. But then when things started to slow down, they decided we were both expendable. So we both needed to go. And that's exactly what happened. That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like when you are at the mercy of someone else. And I am not in any way saying quit jobs. I'm not saying that at all. Like I said, I love my job. I ain't about to quit. I will leave when it's time for me to leave. But I'm not telling anybody to quit any jobs. What I am telling everybody to do is to get in the space of generating income you control. Do not be relegated to one source of income, one income stream, because anything can happen at any given moment. Everybody, I'm sure, remembers when 2020 rolled up in here and our world, I can't even say our country because this was a worldwide thing, how the entire world was shaken. What we never expected to happen happened. So, fortunately, I work for a state agency. My salary never changed. I could work from home. So I constantly had income coming in. But people in the service industry, they had to show up when not the rest of us could stay home. They had to be exposed when the rest of us could stay home if they wanted to generate income. But just think if they had a side hustle that could possibly become their main hustle had they prepared, and nobody was prepared for this. But if they had gotten in the mindset of thinking, let me just build a safety net. Let me just start getting income that I can control. Let me get my hands in this space so that I can determine how much I can contribute, and then I can determine how much I can make. If they had gotten in that space, things would have been a lot easier for a lot of people. But none of us were thinking that. Now, I have known the value of a side hustle since 1987, but not because I was super smart. I mean, I was, but that's not how I knew the value of a side hustle. I knew the value of a side hustle. I was still living at home, but I knew I wanted to live a certain lifestyle. So, living at home, all of my money didn't have to go, none of my money had to go to rent, nothing like that. I only had bills for what I created bills for, but I still had a side hustle. I have literally had, I think I did the numbers, and I think I've had 18 side hustles in my life. Um, all of them, except this one, wore me out, left me frustrated. And some I got more behind than I was because I had to drive to the locations. Then sometimes I wound up late for my regular 9 to 5 because I was doing my side hustle so late in the evening. So I'm not one who can leave one place of employment and go in and clock in somewhere. Go and clock in somewhere else. I'm not built for that. I was not built for that in my 20s, and I'm certainly not built for that knocking on my 60s. That is not for me. I ain't about that life. So being able to have a side hustle 100% from home where I can put in as much time as I want to, where I can break up time in pockets of my day. The commitment of 2 hours working this business is something everybody can do. You make that commitment, you show up for yourself and your family. So, again, the reason I go so hard, the reason I get on here and make videos with absolutely no makeup on, my hair not combed, still in my PJs, because if something hits me, I'm rolling out of bed and I'm going to share whatever is on my heart. If I'm thinking about the people I have to reach, not that I just want to reach, but the people that I have to reach, this is a mandate for me. So, if I'm thinking about something that I need to say to the people I have to reach, I'm going to do it at any given moment. Y'all see me doing content in my car because something will hit me and I got to say it. Y'all, again, see me doing content while I'm still in bed. The bed is unmade. I'm sitting on the edge and I'm recording. because I have to get out whatever is within me. I'm on a mission. I have a mandate. I cannot have anybody. I know that feeling. I know the feeling of feeling like there is nothing I can do right. I just can't be enough. I can't do enough. I can't have enough. I cannot fix enough when someone else controls your income. Anything can happen at any given moment. So when someone else is in sole control of your income, you are literally at their mercy. So what we're doing over here in this space is getting people in the headspace of generating income they control. Y'all, it is of utmost importance right now. Do y'all remember? Do you realize? I just talked about March of 2025. Do y'all realize 750,000 people have lost their jobs since then? Job market, I don't care what anybody tells you, I don't care what the reporting is. Just ask the people you know. Ask people in your family. Ask those you love. Ask your acquaintances. How you doing? What does your economic situation look like? Are you still living the way you were living months ago? Do you still have that same confidence in job security as you did months ago? Do you have that same feeling of I'm getting ahead? My trajectory is upwards, not slipping and sloping downwards. If those are things you're feeling, it does not matter what people are telling you about the economy because you know your own story. You know your own situation. So only you can attest to what you're actually dealing with. I don't care if it's a Dem or a Republican. It does not matter. This ain't about politics. This is about real life because I am trying to adjust people's real life situations. So I want to let's talk to y'all. I'm just, whoo, I had to get that out. I had to let you know why I'm so passionate about doing this. It's no longer about me, y'all. I know that feeling. I know that brokenness. I know how it is to feel inept. I know how it is to look at your children and say, no, baby, we cannot. Had it not been for my parents, my grandparents, my in laws, had it not been for them, our household would have missed quite a bit. Our babies would not have been able to deal the extracurriculars, a lot of their extracurriculars, their trips, being involved in any extracurricular activities, it would have been extremely limited because we literally did not make enough to just maintain the basic standard of living. We were not trying to be extravagant. We were just trying to live. We did not make enough to just live. So having to look at your babies and say, I'm sorry, this time we still can't. Or you're carrying the burden of never having enough. My God, y'all, we had to do payday loans. We had to pawn titles, had to pawn jewelry, had to eat at my grandparents' home for breakfast, lunch, and I may have squeezed out some dinner. And again, that was just for our basic standard of living. We did not generate enough, and we were not extravagant. Please hear me when I tell you it was basic for real. We were basic. Um, but we still, because of the cost of living, our skills earned us a certain salary. So we had to, be comfortable with where we were. We weren't comfortable. We wanted more, which is where the side hustles came in. And of course, living off of credit cards, pawning things. It just was not the life. And I've shared now that our girls are grown. I've shared with them what we went through, and I've told them don't leave home and then go pay rent for somebody else. Don't build somebody else. You get your own. So our girls, I am pouring into them. Don't leave home until you have your money and your credit rights to invest in your own property. That's what we're building over here. And again, mama's trying her best to leave a legacy for hers. Yes, I am. So let's get in our next few minutes. Let's get into the comparison of MLM and MMR. MLM is multi-level marketing, and I will tell y'all, I have been introduced to a few multi-level marketing opportunities through my sweet cousin Bernetta, and she is the MLM queen. That one right there can sell anything. And not only does she sell whatever she's initially given, she morphs that into an empire. She will take, I don't care if she's given a lollipop. she will take that lollipop and figure out how to make a whole wardrobe out of it. I'm just saying, she is just that good. So whenever this is the same cousin who shared this opportunity with me. So when she sent me the text, I'm like, I wasn't built for MLM. I know I need to plan to generate additional income, but that's not where I want to be. So 3 weeks kept putting it off, did not look at it. And she was like, girl, it's just like getting another college degree. And I thought, hey, now, okay, then. So that's why, because she was talking about the skills that you learn in this program, that piqued my curiosity because I have committed to being a lifelong learner. So I'm like, okay, for that, I will watch it. And I am so thankful and so grateful that I did. But back to this MLM. I don't know if y'all can see. Oops. Hold on. My props fell. So I don't know. I don't know if y'all can see this. I hope you can see this well. Oh, I see that YouTube can see it very well. Okay, there we go. So I am comparing MLM to MMR. MLM is multi-level marketing. MMR is Master Resell Rights. Now, a company that I was in 2021, that was my cousin was doing it, and I saw how the products she was talking about had changed her physically. And I was suffering. I have sarcoidosis. So I was suffering from a flare up, and my neck was just locked up. And I can't remember. I think I was 3 weeks in. So I saw how she was moving and shaking and wiggling on Facebook, I believe. I can't even remember. And I'm like, what have you taken? What are you doing? So when she shared it with me, I said, I don't need the spiel. Send me the products. So when she did, I started taking the products, and I started taking those products on February 9th, 2021. By the time I took a couple of sips of the coffee, and then like I think it was 30 minutes, I could feel that knot just loosening. And I'm like, what the? Okay. So then I drank the tea. Same thing. I'm like, what is in this stuff? That coffee has some CBD in it. And it just good herbal products, all from the earth. Those things, because of what they did for me, I'm like, oh, I got to tell everybody. I didn't necessarily get into it to tell everybody so I could sell it. I just wanted to share products that really made a difference in my life. So I called one of my best friends that night and told her how I was feeling. She couldn't believe it. And then I just started dropping the word. Well, within a couple of days, I was selling the products. So that is multi-level marketing. With multi-level marketing, you have an upline and you have a downline. You try to build your team. Now, absolutely nothing wrong with that. For those of you who are about that life, more power to you. I can't. But y'all, I did it from February 9th. That was the day I got my product. Y'all see that? Mm-hmm. Did it from February 9th till December 31st, 2021. And I can't remember around in that time how much more I sold at that time, but I'm saying until December 31st because I looked back at my taxes. So I had to literally compare my taxes and what I made in my chart. So 10 months of working this business, I made $3,378.50. In 10 months of working this business, $3,378.50. Now, in this business, I also had to spend money in order to make money because I had to keep my inventory up. If I did not purchase inventory, I didn't have anything to sell. Now, my customers could go directly to my website and they could order products, and then I would get a portion of that. And then anybody who was under me, once they sold more products, I also got a portion of theirs. Vernetta got a portion of mine. She got a portion of anybody I brought in and a portion of anybody they brought in. That goes like this. You start with this person and then you start to build your team. So you always get money from anybody who is directly on your team, anybody under them, and under them. So 10 months in, $3,378.50. Again, I had to purchase products in order to make money. So the products that I purchased, now y'all, let's go over this again. $3,378.50 was what I made. What I spent to make $3,378.50 was $3,785. Can y'all see that? Yeah. 3,000. Woo! I'm making myself dizzy. $3,785.36 on products, $613.72 on supplies. And then that total was $4,399.08 in order to make $3,378.50. In addition, again, remember I had inventory, had to buy products in order to sell products. In addition, I had to deliver these products 814 miles over that 10-month period. Now, let's just go back to MMR having master, I'm sorry, MRR having master resale rights. With master resale rights, going back to October, something about that October, ain't it? October 2024 to February 2025. Then I quit. Y'all. I burnt myself out. I was doing way too much. Had I listened to my cousin Misty when she said, "Girl, you're doing too much, you're going to end up quitting," I would have slowed down, but I didn't. I was so excited. So October 2024 through February 2025, quit, then started back July 2025 to October 2025. 7 months total. In those 7 months, I made $14,711. I invested in this business one time, $900 investment. I did not invest anything else, $900. And in 11 days after I invested and launched my business, in 11 days, I made my $900 back. I got my first customer in the Netherlands, creating content, doing copy and paste free ads. That's it. That's all I did. I created content and I copied and pasted free classified ads. I said free. I did not spend a dime on my classified ads because we use a free method to find places that allow you to promote your products for free. That's what I did. So that $900 I invested one time in this business. In 11 days, I made that $900 back. And then within 7 months, I'm sorry, I made $14,711. And I think that's 68 cents. I forgot whatever it was. That, it's anyway. But so from the product, so just selling my programs. And as I said, the only thing I had to do was create content, and then I did free classified ads. So from my products, I have a website. My products are listed. I created content. I did classified ads for free. Nothing else I did cost me a dime. So I invested nothing after my initial $900. So from the products, I made $4,305.58. And y'all are probably saying, now hold up, girl, somebody telling lies. Because you said in 7 months' time, you made $14,711. And y'all, I did. Let me tell you the sweetest part of it all. When you become a member of this community, the digital growth community, it's not just the products you have to sell. These are e-learning products, e-learning programs. So these programs teach you about digital marketing. These programs also teach you how to launch, how to grow, and how to scale your own online business. And when you have your online business, your city, your town, your state, your country is not your only customer base. When you have a digital business, your customer base is worldwide. Like I said, my first customer, 11 days after I launched, was from the Netherlands. How did they find this little old country girl in the USA? They found her either through classified ads or through content. At that time, I was on TikTok. So one of those, either one of those, that's how that person found me. They apparently something I said resonated, and they decided to purchase my $900 program. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just kind of following what I saw other people within the community do. I literally knew absolutely nothing. So, but what I did do, I showed up for all of our trainings. I learned as much as I could learn. Anytime we had a live interactive training, I showed up. Didn't ask any questions. I just absorbed. And whenever someone else asked questions, and if it was something I really wanted, I turned on my voice memo and I recorded that answer because I knew I would be able to go back and see the recording later. But if somebody asked a question and I wanted to hear the response, I turned on my voice memo so I could let that penetrate and really become a part of my arsenal in my learning process. So, showing up for the trainings, looking at past trainings, we have a content vault, we have a classroom where any training that's been presented, you can go back and look at it at your own leisure. You don't have to be rushed. The only time you have to make time is when there is a live training. If you know you have questions to ask, so we have technology trainings, we have, of course, our legacy builders trainings. We have mindset trainings, all kind. We invite people from who are authority figures in particular areas, especially in this digital space. We have them in our community doing trainings. Any of our 6 and 7 figure earners, they also do content training. So if they experience mad success on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, any of the programs, we have them come on and share their experience. And they also stay on to answer questions. We can be on a live training an hour, 2 hours until the last hand goes down. Our people are just that committed within the community. They've experienced success and they want to share that success. You also get one on one training. Now, that's not free, you have to pay for it, but you also have the opportunity to get one on one training. You can get into mastermind classes. You can build your own community. So all of these extra things, aside from this $4,305.58 that came from the programs, $10,406.25 came from trainings. Those are trainings I did for people in different industries. There was a bakery, insurance adjuster, real estate or insurance agent, real estate agent, a caterer, an esthetician, a weight loss center. I need to go back and look at all of the people I did training for, but I created tailorized special trainings for a law office. I created specialized trainings for these individuals based on these skills. Now, y'all see, I launched in October. I started that December. Tomorrow would be the anniversary. I excuse me. I started my training on December 3rd. No, 23rd. I'm sorry. I started my training last year on December 23rd, and I ended it on February 8th. I had 29 trainings that were 2.5 hours long. Now, from the booklets that I did for the trainings, I had just a standard booklet for my trainings, and then I specialized it or tailorized it for that specific business. Told them strategies. I gave them strategies, not content strategies, but strategies for customer outreach, what they could do to be a step above the rest. If there was this person who was a real estate agent, what could this real estate agent who was working with me, what could they do to stand out, to be different, to provide more value and more service to their customers or their potential customers? That's what I helped them do. So 29 trainings, 2.5 hours long. They had an hour and a half of training, and then what would that be? 45 minutes, I guess. Y'all, I'm so tired, I don't even know. Whatever it is, that'll give you 2.5 hours. The rest was Q&A. So if they had something that they thought of, or if something made sense or clicked with them during our training, they were able to ask me. So from $900, y'all, not only did I increase my skill set and send it through the roof, that created yet another income stream for me. A $900 investment in 7 months garnered me $14,711 and a skill set that I'm still building on, a skill set that can never be taken away from me, a skill set that I fine tune every time I show up for a training. Because you best believe our mentor and founder, she stays up on industry standards. So if there's something new coming down the pike, when everything was going on with TikTok, she had already made a space for us to pivot to other platforms just in case we needed. And we got training on that 2 months prior to the decision. She equipped us. That's the thing. We are fully equipped today. Crazy. In training today. Now it's been a year, 14 months that I've been a part of this community. Today, I learned something brand spanking new that I had access to the day I started. But because I literally took the time to just tune in a little bit more, I learned something new. And you best believe I'm going to be doing that training coming up. Okay, now let's get back to this. So with multi-level marketing, I said you had to invest money in order to make money. With Master Resell Rights, you have a system that is out there working for you 24/7. Why? Because it is automated. So we create content. Our content, if depending on what platform you're on, your content can be evergreen. So you create it one time, it's going to last forever. It can reach the masses. It's not limited to a particular area, particular demographic. It's going to reach the masses. So all of that, your automated system is out there working for you. We have email marketing. So once somebody gets into your funnel, once they see your content and that content resonates with them, they then go to your homepage. You always do a call to action. You tell people if they're interested in doing what you're doing, if they're interested in making a change in their life, if they're interested in building income not tied to a boss or a job, drop interested in my comments and I'll send you additional information. That additional information is always a direct connect to your website, a direct connect to your welcome page. And on your welcome page, you get a teeny tiny bit of information about who we are and what this is. They drop their email. From that point of dropping their email, they then get into your funnel. They immediately get a copy of the Freedom Formula Blueprint, which is the blueprint that I should have used in order to generate this money. I have not yet, y'all. There are 4 components to our blueprint. I have not yet implemented all 4 components. I've done 2 components at a time, 1 component at a time, never hit 3 components at a time, certainly never hit 4 components at a time. But it is that blueprint that has generated multimillionaires, 6-figure earners, 26 self-made millionaires in South African rand. Money that has changed people's lives. These are just regular folk. Some folk working 2 jobs, working 18 hours a day, not able to see their children. Some folk working 12 hours, dropping off their children on the street to their husband so the husband can take the children and go home and they can go to their 12-hour shift, missing holidays. All of this. Folk who go into a place of employment where one person thought he was getting ready to be recognized for his exceptional service and being an exceptional employee, and he was fired. Didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming. But that's what happens when you are solely relied on one source of income. If we should lose our standard source of income, our main source of income, at least Go ahead and start preparing to generate additional income so you won't be caught off guard. So you will not find yourself suffocating, sitting in your car crying and bawling your eyes out because you don't want to go home and tell your family like I did. I went in one morning, gainfully employed on a Monday morning. And when I left Friday, everything was great and beautiful. Went in that Monday morning at 10. Now I got in at 8. 10 o'clock, I was called into the office of my executive director. And he dropped on me just like he was drinking a sip of water. Your hours have been changed. You're no longer full time. You're now part time. Your hours end at 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock today, you need to clock out. You're now working 8 to 5. I'm sorry, 8 to 12. Where Friday, when I left the office for the weekend, I was working 8 to 5. Monday, when I got in, no warning, no opportunity to plead my case, no way to say, I can't do this. Is there another option? No, it was your hours have changed. You're now working 8 to 12. You need to be out of here at 12 o'clock. So somebody else, I split your position. I've decided to make your one position 2 positions. So another person is going to come in and work 12 to 5. And that's how that was. So instead of me calling my family and telling them what happened, the first person I called was DFAX. I called the Department of Services because I knew going from a full-time salary to a half-time salary, part-time salary, I knew I could not maintain my household. I knew I couldn't. So I called DFAX. You best believe. And I'm like, I need to schedule an appointment. My children need to get on public assistance. I need to start getting me that EBT card because I cannot afford this. My family stepped in. They paid, the only thing I was able to pay was our rent. They paid my house, not my house. They paid my car note, my insurance. I think I may have been able to get some groceries. I don't know. But that's what happens that quickly. Nothing I could do. None of that was in my control. But that is what happens when someone else has the power to control your financial security and your financial stability. You can't do nothing. There's absolutely nothing you can do but just and try to make it work. But y'all, just think if I had something like this back then, the words I would have said when somebody told me, you no longer work from 8 to 5, you work from 8 to 12. And the callousness, the just no compassion whatsoever. It was matter of fact, and then like, get out of my office. I mean, you could have at least let that seem like it was hurting your feelings as much as it was hurting mine. You could have pretended to care about me and my children. But no, you're working from 8 to 12, 12 o'clock today, you need to clock out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the words I would have said before I clocked out, and that would have been my last time to clock out. But yeah, but I had no choice. All I had to do was swallow that attitude, swallow that decision, act like I was okay with it because I had no power in the situation to even plead my own case. I had to say, okay, I couldn't even ask why. I just said, okay. And for the next, I think, 7 months, that's what I did. And I'm like, you can have. Yeah, I had to leave. I had to go. For one, I had to go so my children can get more insurance. I had to go. I had to go. I had to go. So I left. But that's just it. That's what I'm talking about. The situation with Ray and I, when we both lost our jobs within 30 days of each other, one trick absolutely started reducing my hours because I got pregnant and she did not believe that the family way was more important than building her business. So when I conceived on the outside, she was thrilled, but the inside she started plotting. So she took my hours from 40 hours a week down to 10 until I was forced to quit. Yes, she did. So again, in that in that situation, I had absolutely no control. And when people run up on you and they do something like that, what can you do? What can you do but appease and just bend? No, y'all, let's start generating income we control so we don't have to be at the mercy of somebody else's whim, somebody's decision, somebody just being nasty for the sake of being nasty. just because they can. So it is imperative. I don't care how small you start. We have a program. Y'all, I just think that I'm so sorry. Y'all see I get all over the place. We have a program. We have 4 e-learning programs. And now they are available in English and in Spanish. But starting at $100. I had a video today where I said you can get started for as little as $100. And if you're here in the US, we have payment plans from I think 4 different sources throughout the world. If you have access to PayPal, we have now learned that they offer payment plans. So you don't have to pay it all up front. Mine, when I started, I did the payment plan. So my $900, I had 4 payments before I made my second payment. Again, I was already in profit mode. So I could have taken my little profit and paid off my thing, but I didn't. I didn't. But yes, so I was already in profit mode. But y'all, before I get into this, let me tell you, I was telling y'all about the step-by-step blueprint. Hey, thank you for joining me. You're so good. I was thinking about that step-by-step blueprint, and I said I've not followed it. Y'all, I can't even imagine where I would have been had I been able to, or no, not had I been able to, because that was my choice. That was my lack of dedication and my lack of commitment. Had I followed our step-by-step blueprint, that blueprint shows you or tells you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it on a daily basis. We are to commit to 2 hours, a 2 hour workday, and that 2 hours can be accomplished in pockets of our day. So if you get up and you want to, like let's just start with the copy and paste ads, the classified ads. If you want to do that, the method we teach is clockwork. It is literal clockwork. If you want to get that out of the way first thing in the morning, let's say you wake up at 5 o'clock and you decide at 5:30 you want to sit down, dedicate 30 minutes to your classified ads. You get all of that done in 30 minutes. That portion is done for the day. Then we have content creation. We'll say it takes you an hour to create content. So now you've got an hour and 30 minutes already consumed. Your next, we'll say 15 minutes. Um, 15 minutes to go live, just to tell people, hey, that can be longer than your short forms. That can be longer than your long form, depending on what platform you're on. And then 15 more minutes, you comment to anybody who has sent you a DM. If you do the whole DM thing, sent you an email, got in your funnel. If they've commented on some of your content, you take time to respond to those. Then those are income earning activities. That's what you're going to do every single day. And every day you're going to get better and better. You're going to fine tune it a little bit more. If you decide to do 15 minutes of the classified ads, then you do 45 minutes of content creation. Then you have another hour to do some work. So you can do a 45-minute live session, then a 15-minute responding to your customers or your potential customers. That's your 2 hour workday. If you attend a training, don't count that, because that's building up your skill set. That's building up that skill set that allows you to create trainings for other people to add yet another income stream. Now, will I ever do training like that again? Yes, I will. Will I do 29 in what, a 5 week space? Never in my life, because doing those in that amount of time while still working full time. So y'all can imagine when I did those trainings. Fortunately, only 2 were in person, the other 27 were online. So if you are doing that type of learning and that type of engaging in the community where people show up 24/7, literally 24/7, to answer your questions, to offer you support, to give you additional ideas. When you are in Legacy Builders, then you have Legacy Builders training on Monday. And you have breakout sessions within your training so you can get with your fellow digital marketers and y'all can brainstorm when you have the opportunity to get one-on-one mentoring, when you can become part of a master class and you can just keep building and building and building, and you learn how to create your own community. Now, if you're thinking of a community, just think about Facebook groups. You've got your group, y'all are interacting, and you're growing together. You can lose that group because you're on a platform where you can be hacked, anything can happen, they can take it away. Let's say you're breaking some kind of law or rule that you really don't realize is a rule, that can be taken away. If you build your own community, we build our communities in school, SKOOL. You build your community, nobody can touch that but you. Nobody can keep it active but you. Nobody can deactivate it but you. Nobody can ever hack you. So if you build that community, let's just say you want to build a community for moms who have multiple children, and y'all are doing everything the all natural way. You're doing the all natural diapers, you're doing the all natural food. So you're kind of the homesteader. You can create that community. This community can share ideas. You can give them, bring in trainers so they're able to pour into your community members and teach them even more. You create your modules so people can learn and enhance themselves mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. That is my community. It is called Bridges, Rise and Restore. So I'm looking to tap into the person and serve the whole person, literally, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Most definitely financially. I have modules in there where you can earn additional income. So I am looking to serve the whole person. So, again, to create income you control. That's my whole purpose. We're going to end this paycheck dependency, and paycheck dependency is solely not relying on one paycheck that somebody else controls. That's it. That's what we're getting away from. Now you can still have your job, do your thing, enjoy your people, but don't let that be your only source. So we're changing sources over here. We're generating multiple income streams on your time and your terms. Creating digital products. All you need is to take your skills, your lived experiences, and your knowledge. You can create a digital product. All you have to know is just a little bit more than someone else looking for a particular solution. I always go back to my caregivers packet because of what we learned caring for my grandfather, my grandmother, and then my mom, and now caring for my stepfather. We know what people might be looking for because we know what would have helped us in that situation, in those situations, all those years ago. What would have made us able to serve our loved ones better. So my caregivers packet tells people this is what you do with the doctor, or these are the kind of things to look for. This is the kind of observance you need to have with your people. If something is changing, is it changing because of the medication? Well, if you've got all of your digital form completed, you can see when they were put on this particular medication and if their behaviors changed. That would have been so helpful for us. I kept my notes here. My mom kept notes in her yellow folder. And I took that yellow folder, and that informed how I was able to create my digital package for caregivers. Again, because I saw what we needed back then. So all of this is what we learned how to do in the community. I told you when I first joined, I'm thinking digital marketing was those big digital billboards we see going up and down the highway. I ain't know nothing about this, but that's what I thought. And the amount of knowledge we can attain, the amount of trainings we get, and again, everything is recorded. So if you can't show up for a live recording, you go back and watch it time after time after time until that thing becomes part of who you are. And it will make a huge difference, a huge difference. Again, the only goal is to get everybody in the mindset of generating income you control. Don't leave your financial well-being, your family's financial well-being in the power of someone else. Not when we have the ability to take it ourselves, when we have the ability to generate income on our time and our terms. Now, for us, we have 4 done for you digital products. You can start in that space for as little as $100. And the $100 investment is all of the other stuff you gain access to, because that $100 e-learning program, you'll be able to sell it, market it worldwide, create content, do what we do, create your classified ads, respond to your people when they make comments, and that's it. Once they get in your sales funnel, our automated system sends them emails. It gives them access to testimonials from people who have been in this community for 3 years, 3 years and less, but people who have experienced life changing events because of this program. A lot of people get into this business for a lot of different reasons. Your reason doesn't have to be the same as someone else's reason, but the bottom line is it is imperative that we all start generating income we control. I, I don't even know what that was. I saw something pop on the top of my head. Y'all, I don't know if I have like attention deficit, but I'm so easily distracted. My apologies. Anyway, yes, the purpose is to get everybody in the headspace of generating income they control. I am getting ready to wrap this up. Y'all have been so fantastic. I thank you for lending your ears and your eyes. If you have any additional questions, y'all visit my website. It's in my description, but I will give it to you now. It is makemoneyyoucontrol.com. If you want to communicate here on these different platforms, I am glad to communicate. I am glad to start a dialogue to get you into whatever it is I need to get you into so you're able to generate income you control. Get with, drop your email. You will start getting emails from me. Like I said, they go into more detail about this program, telling you exactly what we have to offer, giving you the options for payment plans, letting you know that we, of course, now have the English and the Spanish version. So even if you don't speak Spanish, I think I know about 5, 6, 12 Spanish words. I can't say them all. I can't make a sentence, tell you that. But I have videos in Spanish because we also use a program that can translate our videos. So again, the training we get, y'all, the Canva training that we get, you get so many free bonuses for that $100 investment. Literally, the $100 investment, you get so much access to opportunity or to information that can build your skill set, take you to the next level, have you adding a side hustle to your side hustle, like I did. I just don't advise anybody to do it the way I did. But the options and the opportunities to generate additional income on your time and your terms is endless. As long as you show up, you're committed, and you literally follow. So today will be my first day of completely following the step-by-step blueprint. Y'all, that's shameful. I've been in this thing for 14 months and I have not once followed all 4 components of our blueprint, but you best believe today, December 22nd, I am going to do just that. And I'm going to let y'all know how things change. Not if, how things change when I discipline myself and I follow exactly what's been laid out in order to achieve success. I can't blame anybody on what I've made. I'm not blaming anybody because I think it's great. It may not seem like a lot to y'all, but when I'm only contributing 2 hours of pockets, not creating content, I only started creating content consistently on October 28th of this year. Like for real, for real. All that time. So I went a year, not even constantly creating content. October 28th was the first time I started creating content consistently. I think I've missed 2 days. I still posted. I just didn't post the amount that I had grown accustomed to posting starting October 28th. But today I'm adding all 4 components. So y'all will see me live every day. I don't know how long the lives will be, but I will go live every day because that's part of you don't have to. If you don't go live, you need to spend more time doing the classified ads. We're only required to post 3 pieces of content every day, and that is to get in front of people's faces so they know you and they know you're not a fly by night. They know you're not an AI generated bot, but they know that you are a real person experiencing real things, and they can relate to who you are and what you're doing because they know you're real. So creating 3 pieces of content, doing your classified ads, going live if you choose to. It's not mandatory. And I just heard from in a training, whatever day it was, Fridays, Thursdays training, I think, that one of our 6 figure earners, he said he did not create one piece of content, did not go live. The only thing he did for 3 solid months. This was literally the first time I heard this, and I gave me a headache. He said the only thing he did for 3 solid months, he did classified ads, and that's it. Why am I? What just happened? Live will end in 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Okay. All right. Okay. Um, yes. Oh my gosh. I don't, am I still live, Ray Ray? This is so weird. But, um, oh, hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Um, okay. I don't know what's happening with, this is so crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to get off because this thing is trying to end and, um, oh, I'm gonna have to do. Oh, okay. So I'm back. Well, y'all see, I didn't turn the other way because I. Ooh, anyway. Okay, yeah. So I'm so sorry, y'all. Uh, what did you? Okay. I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, I'm tired. Oh yeah. I think my four components of the blueprint. Anyway, yes, I'm gonna go live. I don't know how long it will be, but I will go on live. Apparently, I've been on this live too long because it's been an hour and 6 minutes. TikTok told me I had 4 minutes and 56 seconds left when all of the craziness went on. Um, yes, okay. Ray said I was still live. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. So, yes, I will be going live every single day. I'm not sure what time, but I will be going live. It's going to be when my hubby gets off work because he's got to be my moderator. But going live every single day, your 3 pieces of content, your classified ads. That's what I was talking about. Daryl said he did not create any content. He literally did the classified ads for 3 solid months. In 9 months' time, he was a 6 figure earner. Did y'all hear what I said? Mm-hmm. So we teach you how to do the classified ads, where to do the classified ads, what to say when you create your ads. Daryl said he did not create one piece of content for 3 months. The only thing he did was the classified ads. And in 9 months' time, he was a 6 figure earner. So I say that to say this business works if you work it. The e-learning industry, y'all, I got my degree through e-learning. I was too dang old to go to somebody's campus, but I still committed to getting my degree. That was a promise I made to my daddy. I had a paralegal certificate, I had an associate's degree, I had a secretarial science degree, but I did not have a bachelor's degree. And I made a commitment to daddy that I would get that degree. And when I walked across the stage, Daddy had gone to glory, but I had our picture with on tape to the inside of my gown. My daddy was walking across that stage with me. So just telling you, the e-learning industry, if you think about University of Phoenix, remember that? That has been around for so many years. People have gotten certifications, their additional trainings, teachers getting additional trainings that they had to get their, I think, CTUs or whatever it is, their credits to maintain their certification. They did that online. So e-learning has been around for a long time and it ain't going nowhere. Right now, there are over 5 billion people on the internet. So your reach is unlimited. Who gonna reach all those 5 billion people? We can at least try. So it's wide open, y'all. That's my point. That's my purpose. But again, e-learning, I think Michelle dropped that it was supposed to, it's going to explode by 2027 into to $1 trillion business. Come on, y'all, let's get that piece of the pie. I'm already in. I'm already sold out. I told y'all within minutes of seeing the video of this digital marketing space, not even knowing what it was, I'm like, oh, that's for me. And it is. So again, I'm committed to doing my 4 components of our step-by-step blueprint. I'm going to do it. There is nothing that is going to deter me. Y'all heard me. Keep me accountable. You join me, I'll keep you accountable. But anyway, y'all, that's it. I'm wrapping up. I'm tired. I'm hot. Ray, thank you so much for moderating with me, sweetie. Love you with all that's in me. So, y'all have a wonderful evening. Y'all be blessed in the Lord and in the power of his might. Don't let anything deter you. Y'all get into this business. If not with me, get with somebody. I just want you to do it. Get into the space of generating income you control so you're not relied on somebody else or someone else's decision. You're not giving away your power. You're taking it back. Generate income you control so that you can rest easy and your family can always be taken care of because their care is in the power of your hands. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm hot. I got to get some water. I'm tired. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Ray, you are the best, sugar. All right, I'm signing off. Let's see. YouTube, done. TikTok,